Hey guys, in this quick what's unique about this unique video, I'm going to talk about Vorana's March boots that have been added to the game in the Expedition League. These boots are using ward-based boots, they have no sockets, give you Arbalist minions and extra free random modifiers that modify these minions. Arbalist minions are immortal and cannot die, but lack of sockets makes it hard to build around these minions, so for that reason I think these boots can be great for non-minion builds. These Arbalists can apply all sorts of debuffs on enemies, which can save you couple skills on your skill bar. So let's take a look at the mod pool and see what kind of builds would use these. There are 24 mods and Vorana's March boots picks 3 mods out of this pool. And most likely you would use these boots for builds that can benefit from all 3 modifiers rather than just 1 out of 3. Some mods modify Arbalist minions projectile or add another minion, but more interesting mods in my opinion are those that apply debuffs. Maim, Intimidate, Unnerve, Exposure, Crush, Bleed, Poison. There are a bunch of other modifiers in the game that can benefit from these. Exposure is simple. If you are playing elemental build, then most likely you want exposure. Normally you use Wave of Conviction or similar skill, but with these boots it would apply a minus 10% exposure, but it is auto. If you are a spellcaster, you can also search for boots with Unnerve, which makes enemies take increased spell damage, or Intimidate debuff, which is equivalent to Unnerve but for attack builds. If you are doing physical attack or spell build, you may also like these boots to have Crush debuff, which debuffs enemies with minus 15% additional physical damage reduction. You got some modifiers against bleeding or poisoned enemies? These boots can also provide that. Before I talk about some examples, did you know that according to very real statistics, 20% of you watching this video really love clicking buttons. So click all the buttons on YouTube and hopefully one of them is going to be a subscribe button. On to build examples. I am currently playing Blade Trap build with dual Vulcanus daggers. These daggers can give a lot more damage if you can enable certain modifiers. I have Avatar of Fire, so I can only do fire damage. But if enemies are bleeding, then Vulcanus also gives me up to 100% increased fire damage. And sure, you could use Reaper minion, but it would be pretty squishy on non-minion build, and you would want to invest more support gems to make it a bit tankier, unless you don't mind resummoning Reaper mid-fight. With Vorana's March boots, I can have 2 Arbalists that apply bleed and boost damage because of Vulcanus daggers, apply fire exposure, and apply Intimidate, which makes enemies take increased attack damage. Well, these immortal minions are not the fastest, but I only need these modifiers when there are strong enough enemies. Also, I'm not sure what kind of accuracy these minions have, so it is still rather questionable if it is worth using them. However, it gives more freedom for your hands and brain to focus on clicking other things. Even when playing minion builds, I would look at these Arbalists as debuffers, although minion builds tend to require more sockets than most other builds, so this may either help or make it worse. Another example would be Guardian with Radiant Crusade node. While there are at least 5 nearby allies, Guardian and his allies have Onslaught, and while there is at least 1 nearby ally, Guardian and allies deal 10% more damage. There have been builds where I wished I could add more minions to Guardian build to enable this mod. These Arbalists are immortal and can remain nearby Guardian pretty well. Another quick idea is Bloodlust support gem, which prevents you from inflicting bleed with a supported skill, but gives you more melee physical damage against bleeding enemies. You could use Vorana's March boots with bleeding Arbalist and not worry about causing bleed with other skills. I haven't done experiments with minion builds and these boots yet, so I'm not sure if they could be viable minions for clear speed or for bossing, but there are some interesting mods for that. Extra Arbalist minion, each of them shooting 2 to 4 additional projectiles, or making their projectiles split, fork or chain, or split then chain then fork, which could hit many enemies. Talking about immortal minions, you could also slap Essence Craft on a 2-handed weapon and get 3 immortal raging spirits, which could be supported by the gems inside that 2-handed weapon. Then you could just run around with the immortal minions doing pretty much nothing, just maximum laziness. You may also remember a unique helmet, Maw of Mischief, that can make minions explode. However, immortal minions cannot be made to explode. I have tested to confirm this. I'm sure there are a bunch of other uses and I would love to hear your ideas. Post your ideas in the comments right after clicking the like button, because these short videos need a bit more help with YouTube's algorithm. Thank you for watching and I will see you very soon in the next video about the Blade Trap using these boots.